Okay, here we are. Today we are going to be making a process that will read the memory of Assault Cube, which is the game that we're going to be using to do that. Make sure to do this on a single player game that doesn't have an anti-cheat, all that stuff. Assault Cube is so old. This was used as a sandbox for this type of tinkering 15 years ago, which is when I was born. So, first thing you want to do, load into a empty C++. What this will look like, you go empty empty project, and then go next, and then name it, and then you'll get to here. It should look like this, and then you're going to add a new item, and then just name it whatever. So just main.cpp, and then there's going to be two functions that we're going to be using, plus all the libraries. Okay, hold on, I forgot. I actually am using the wrong. I don't have the other function. Open project. Yeah, project 2. I'll save. It is. This is from a other project, which I think it would be better if I just did this instead of explaining all this stupid code right here. Plus, this thing is really optimized. Here, I'll show you the final piece. Like, so you open Assault Cube, and then, but I'm not gonna completely do all this. You do this, and then it shows the game name, the process ID, and then you have the option to change the health or the ammo. So if I wanted to do the health, just press 2, and it'll tell you what the health is, and I just turn it to like 1000. And then it ends, which I can change, yet I haven't. And then if we go over, find a grenade, man, I should have changed the ammo instead. Okay, I don't even know if I'll die from a grenade. Okay. Boom, yeah, we got a lot of health. And then ammo as well. Ammo, 2000. Yeah, boom, now we got 2000. That is the final product that we're going towards. So, yeah, we got these two functions. I'm going to copy, file, open, and then cube pointer chains, which is what we're going to be writing right now. So, we got that main.cpp. We're going to be using cheat engine. There's many other things you can use. Okay, but I think cheat engine is the all-time goat. So first thing that we're going to want to do is find the address really quickly. So 17. Usually the top one. I check who it is. It is in fact the top one. So we have this address. This is our address for the ammo. And then you can go and then you want to press pointer scan for this address, and then turn the level down since this is since this game is really small. It doesn't have as many levels to it. And then we're going to be storing this in my pointer maps because I don't want to blow up my desktop. So we create this pointer map. Make sure it's on 4 bytes, or else it'll show some weird number. Or oh wait, if I do, yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then we're going to close the game, relaunch. Actually, I could put like an absolute value on this. I'm gonna go ahead and close that for now. And then we're going to start scanning for the other one. Okay, we got 20 right there. Or just change that to 10. Okay, 2 of them are at 9. It's usually the first one. Freeze it. It is in fact the first one. You can get rid of this one for now. We don't need it at all. And then you're going to take the current address and then you're going to compare it to the other pointer scan. So let me get this. And then rescan memory, and it's going to remove any pointers that aren't pointing to the address. So basically what this does is it scans a bunch of pointers, and if one points to the address, then it'll show it, and then we rescan that, and then any pointer that's not pointing to the first pointer, to the first address, basically does that. So yeah, you want to, I need to make sure that I copied that. Take this, rescan for memory, put that, okay, and then, okay, 109, okay, we got a good amount. I like this. And if you want this to be really easy, you can pick one of these with low offsets, but I'm going to display the order that you need to do in. So I'm just going to click on a few of these. Yeah, and then I'm going to relaunch the game to make sure that these pointers are in fact valid. Okay. So now if we reattach this, keep the current address, and boom, they all work. So I'm just going to use the one that has like the most pointers, which I'm pretty sure there's some that have 4 pointers. Yes. We are going to keep those. So, or that one. Boom. Okay. We have our pointer. We have all the offsets. And basically, what pointers are is it's basically something that points to another address. So, it starts from acclient.exe, it loads in, and then it goes to this. And then if you dereference it, you just go up the chain until it'll make it to. It's basically this plus the offsets is relative to what the ammo address is. So the ammo address is going to be different each time, but it's going to be relative to the exe with all these offsets. So that's probably a really bad explanation, but yeah. So once we have this, we are going to start doing the coding. So I'm going to get what? Oh my gosh, I forgot to put in the stinking thing. Yeah, I am off my game today. I literally copied those two things and then just didn't use them. That is really embarrassing. Okay, these two things, this is made by somebody else. I wish that I could minimize these so that they're not confusing, and it's just a bunch of clutter. Um, yeah. Okay, so we are going to start making our main function. 0. Okay. First thing that we are going to do, so we're going to make these variables along the way, so it'll be easier to see what I'm doing, because it would be bad if I just like made the variables like instantly. So like, and then you just had to like look at and find where everything is. So first thing that we're going to do is get the handle window. So it's going to be classified as a handle window. So, and we're going to call this the handle window. And then it's going to find process. Oh wait, no. Find window. That was bad. Find window. My goodness, I can't type. I need to find window A. Find window A. I don't need a class name for this. And then window name. I'm going to put this as a character, so then I don't, because I like to list off the game name. So the game name is Assault Cube, so it's a constant character. So game name, and then it is called Assault Cube. Make sure it is case sensitive, I'm pretty sure. So if you look at the window in the top left, and it should say Assault Cube. So that I'm just going to put game name in here, like that. And now, what's it called? We are going to get the process ID. So we are going to go ahead and make a variable for that. You can make this as 0. That's what I would do, because if you want to check it, then it doesn't spit out a random number. Because it'll just spit out whatever the address is of where it's being stored in the stack. So we are going to get window thread process ID, and we need the handle window, and we are going to store it at process ID. Okay, next thing that we are going to do is get the handle, and it's going to be classified as a handle. I'm going to call it p handle as in process handle, and then find, no, it's not find, it's open process, and then desired access, process, all access, and it's a boolean inherit. Nope. Let me just see the process ID. Boom. Now we have all of the basic stuff. If you really wanted to, and like if you didn't want to, like if you just wanted to do this once, because as you know, the address changes each time that you reopen the game. So you could just do a write function right now to the address. That's boring. Who wants to do that? That's why we're gonna use pointer chains. So first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna get module base address. So get module, or we're gonna classify the base address. Base address. Yeah, base address. We'll call it that. Get module base address, and then we are going to do _t module name. That is going to be module name, and then that is going to be called whatever it is here in your task manager. You go down to details, right here, ac underscore client.exe. You want to type that exactly, ac underscore client.exe. Boom. And then you want to put that in there, module name. Boom. And then process ID. And also, what you want to do before that, because if you go to the properties right here, and this is set to Unicode, then this does not work. So make sure that that is changed. It's Unicode character set at default, so I just changed to multi-byte. So we got that. We have the base address. Now we just need, all we need to do now is to get the pointer address. So dword pointer address equals get pointer address. And then we need the handle window and the base address, which we just got. And then we need the address to the ammo that we're going to be doing this with. So to do that, you come over to your pointer, you go over here, and this right here is what you want to grab. Put that in there. And then I'm going to put that right here. You could put it in here, but that's not freaking cool, because if you just put that, that's not cool. Gotta use a variable, bro. Keyword, ammo, base, address. Make sure it's hex. There you go. Ammo, base address. And then we need the vector of our offsets. So that is going to be vector, dword. That's what it's going to be assigned as. And then we're going to name it offsets. Sets. Okay. So again, go in here to your pointer. These are all of your pointer offsets. Okay. So the first one is 8. So 8. And then the next one is 324. 324. Next one is 30. 30. And then the next one is 490. And then, yeah, make sure to do it from bottom up. Make sure to add the 0x in front to make sure that they know that's decimal. So now we put the offsets in here. And now we can just do it now. Now we're basically done. We have the handle, base address, pointer address. Boom, we got it all. Ain't that freaking cool? That cool? You know what we could do? We could put this function right here inside there, and it would still work. That's how freaking cool that is. Yeah. Anywho, we're just gonna do. Should we do it? Does it really matter whether we do? I don't really care. Read process memory, and then we need the process handle, and then we need this is the fun thing to do, and then we get the pointer address in there. Nice. And then the buffer size, we need to figure out where we're going to store this read process memory. So I'm just going to create it because since it's an integer, the number that's in here, we want to make sure that it's an integer. So integer ammo, and that's where we're going to store it. So ammo, and then we're going to store it ammo, and then the size of it. So size of ammo, or you could put size of integer. So we have that, and then now we can just display the ammo. So ammo, and then ammo. Yeah, and now that's all of our code. And I'm just gonna lower it to make sure that we know that it is here, and then ammo 17. Boom, and to make sure that's true, we can change it again, and now we got 14. And what I like to do to make this a little bit more pretty, I would just change the color because I like doing that. System command, and it's just color. Pretty sure it's 01. I'm pretty sure that makes it blue, doesn't it? Yeah, it makes it blue. So, and another thing that I like to do is display the process ID and all that stuff. This is really basic. This doesn't have any really error checks. This code is flawless, but if you want to check that you're doing stuff wrong on the way, just write like if blah 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 blah, and then go on to the next thing. So you could put like put like an if statement like right here and be like if process ID is does not equal 0, then just do all this code. Just do all this code. So if it's not 0, because it's since we defined it as 0 up here, then it'll do all that code. Close it, then it'll just close immediately. Boom. There you have it.